So I want to talk about Kidada Jones. Was you around Kidada Jones?
Of course, of course. He was around the prison all the time. Like, we lived with Pac, you know what I mean? So that was his fiance. She was always at the house. We was always with each other all the time.
Right, right. How did Tupac truly feel about Kidada Jones?
From my point of view, he loved her. Like that, he really, you know what I mean? From what I seen, that he was really in love with her. Hands down. Like, he really, really, truly loved her.
How do you feel about people that say that Tupac was going to end up leaving her, or their relationship wasn't real, or Tupac was only with her to help his career? How you feel about people that say that?
I think you got people that's going to always have their own opinion, but from what we've seen as his homies, he loved her. You know what I mean? He was with her all the time. He was engaged to marry her. And that alone would tell you if a person going to marry someone, the majority of the time they marry from love and hope. You know what I mean? But Pac was still an individual, that he was a celebrity. He was out there. And you know what comes with that lifestyle. You know what I mean? So maybe they talking from that standpoint of view, that it didn't make him slow down as that type of individual, you know. But he was intending to marry her.
Right, right. So Tupac leaving Death Row. Did Tupac ever talk to you about him leaving Death Row?
I never heard him say he want to leave that for. You know what I mean? That's another rumor that people always try to say, even like in that movie or whatever, made it seem like he was going to leave him. Suge was giving him Death Row. He's not. Pac was going to do Machiavelli Records under Death Row, and he made that clear to us, because Suge wanted to sign us directly to Death Row Records, and Pac was like, no, you know what I mean? Y'all can't sign to Death Row because y'all going to sign under my record come to either Euthanasia or Machiavelli Records, I forget, but he definitely wasn't. I never heard him say I'm getting off of Death Row. I heard him say I'm starting my own record label under Death Row. That's the next step.
Did Tupac ever complain to you about his financial situation with Death Row? Because his bodyguard, Frankie Alexander, said that Tupac was going to leave Death Row because he wasn't getting the money he was supposed to get. And he also claims that Tupac called the audit on Death Row.
I don't really call, he never really, first of all, people have to realize Pac wasn't a businessman. You know what I mean? Pac loved music. I've never seen a business side of Pac. He wasn't a strong business individual. He was a person that went to the studio and worked, and he loved music and loved doing what he was doing. And second of all, people have to realize Pac was on death row for 9 months. You don't usually see your first recoupment check from the industry or your royalties until 1 year later. You know what I mean? At least 1 year later, you would start seeing your first money from the music industry. So by time, from your album sales, I mean, so when Pac died, that's when the money started coming in. That's when all the lawsuits started hitting. You know what I mean? That's when his mother was like, no, this is my son, I have to have rights. And that's when she started suing and stuff like that. But people got to be just. You know what I mean? I think this is the thing that they don't really be just when it comes to Suge. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, they have to be just and have to realize Suge put up $1.3 million cash. He bought a house for Pac moms in Atlanta cash. He was paying rent or whatever in homes. Like Pac, he had 2 apartments for us that he was paying rent for. He had a you know what I mean? What you call it? A penthouse suite on Wilshire Boulevard that he was paying rent for. You know what I mean? He had a big house in Calabasas that he was paying rent for. He was giving them monthly money. I remember, I don't know the amount, just to go shopping and buy clothes. Phone bill, studio every day. So you got to look at it. I doubt a record company, can reimburse and make their money back in 9 months. Pac was living that life, Rolls Royces and Mercedes Benz. He was living that life before he even sold a record on Death Row. You know what I mean? Usually people start driving in these cars after they sell their records. I'm not saying that he wasn't owning them. That's probably what he should have happened. But you got to look at it, man. Suge was he spent a lot of money. You know what I mean? Before he even recouped. You got to understand, when Pac and them was riding around with Rolls Royces, no rapper was living like that at that time. Puffy and Cash Money and them, they started doing that 5, 6, 7, 8 years later after Pac died. Pac and Suge and Death Row was the first ones to show rappers are now driving Rolls Royces. Rappers are now living in these big mansions. You know what I mean? So it was new to everyone at that time. So Pac, he never, from a business standpoint of view, he never said, let me look at my books. Let me see, you know what I mean? He wasn't into his business. He was only into working. So from what I've seen, he was happy at Death Row. He loved Death Row. He loved Suge. I never heard any conversations of him wanting to leave Death Row. I just know he wanted to start his own record label, and he told us that that record label will be under Death Row. It will be a distribution label under Death Row. You know what I mean? That's what I can recall.
Is it true Quincy Jones wanted to sign Tupac to his label?
I'm not sure. I heard that before. I heard Noble say something like that he was trying to get Young Noble a solo deal over there. But from what I can vouch that Pac was saying he's going to start his record label under Death Row Records. Like that's clear. I remember the words coming out of his mouth. Wasn't no rumors. You know what I mean? I'm speaking from what Pac said. Cause he told us he used to say, man, Suge want to sign he want to sign you guys, the Outlaws, to Death Row. But I told him, no, y'all not going to sign to Death Row because I want y'all to sign to my label. Y'all going to be my first artist under Machiavelli Records, under Death Row Records. You know what I mean?